6 and Gremlin 7. Instead we got COVID and 9/11. So tell me, where did the Gremlins go? It's been so long, nothing to show. Imagine there's a film where Gizmo becomes a gremlin who teaches the other gremlins about democracy and philosophy. They develop a country, they name it Gremlin Nation. They ban all immigration, they have genocidal tendencies. Gizmo isn't into it, also he has a kid with a human woman played by Jennifer Aniston. We could call it Gremlins 3. There should have been a gremlin in Jurassic Park, or a Jaws like movie with a gremlin shark. 30 years later we're all stuck at home, crying in our sleep, wondering where did the gremlins go?
I don't even know what to do with that one, dude. I don't know, dude.
It's such a better option than what we got.
I don't know. Well,
Gremlins 3?
Nico sent me something. I don't know if that one's any worse than this one. But every now and then, it's just like, here's her version of Song of the Year. I'm just apologizing ahead of time. Is that playing?
Little bitch dick, pussy ass pig shit, booger fucking titty sucking mother licking butt zit. Why you being such a
Nico?
inflatable arm flailing tube man?
Clearly she gets bored.
Jumping around, dropping all 2 cents like it weighs a pound. Turns out everything you think is such a big deal isn't fucking real. So what the fuck is with all the fuss?
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
You know what I love so much? The videos that Nico sends me. I get so disappointed, and then I'm like, but I'm subscribed to that too.
Yeah. Then you find out you're on the channel, and you're like, oh boy.
You know that couple with the ones like got like hair like mine, and there's a redhead. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That
I think so. Yeah, I think she just has a lot of spare time on the ferry between here and Hatteras, and that's where that comes from. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sombrero. It is allegedly November 23rd, 2025, and we got the boys from Ironworks. I always get this Ironworks, Iron Realm Media, Ironworks, Josh, Walt, and Zach. How you guys doing, man?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Same.
Iron Realm Media, Ironworks.
So,
what am I supposed to call you guys?
You call us Walt, Josh, and Zach. It'd be the easiest thing. Now the deal is, man, like
Anybody?
early in this, are you hearing me? Hello?
I hear you, Walter.
I hear you, Walter. Oh,
Go Walt.
sorry. We started out, let's do a podcast, but let's do more than that. Let's not just talk flat earth. Let's talk about survival or common law or whatever topic that wouldn't necessarily wedge itself into a conversation with flat earth. Because, we'd all had the triggering response we get from the family and friends when we try to talk about it in real life. So heaven forbid we try to talk any other truth with flat earth. So the idea was Iron Realm Media would be a huge, mega truth conglomerate encompassing all these different shows. And so under the Iron Realm banner, which is the name of our first channel or whatever, is our original Friday show, which was the Friday Night Flat Earth Fringe Cast there on our Iron Realm Media channel, Josh and I and a whole different crew of awesome people. And then over the years, that evolved and changed. We got invited to be on Truth Frequency Radio by Billy Ray Valentine. Shout out, BRV. And we figured we'd stick with the whole iron theme with Ironworks being our morning show. And that was what? 3 years? 4 years? Hell, I don't know.
What was that Irish guy? He passed away that was on that channel. Like that's where I heard you guys.
Irish
don't leave me hanging like
away.
this.
Was it
I'm trying to think.
Weed little bits. Come on.
Oh,
redheaded.
redhead. Sheeps and neeps.
Sheeps and neeps.
Yes.
When you did it, it clicked. Oh, well, of course. I knew it was somebody. I knew you weren't insane. Well,
yeah.
Okay. I knew you weren't incorrect about this.
But
anyway, so that was the
yeah.
idea. A lot of shows under the umbrella. And we did do some early day stuff. We did a couple of shows that were
Well, it was supposed to be like
recorded
podcasts and then
Yeah.
like produced videos and then like live videos like we do now. And it was supposed to be just like a whole gamut of things that we'd be able to do, which is why we used the media term instead of something more specific.
Sure.
But that's when we had people.
Yeah, we used to have a whole like early day crew that were way more talented than I, for damn sure. That's why I did this. My whole idea was to gather all these amazingly talented people to ram my dumb ass. So it's worked out pretty fucking good. I've been very lucky with this family I've acquired. But
Can
yeah,
we
so
hear the story of Josh and him
you
getting?
can.
Well,
Go
the
ahead, Josh.
specific story of him getting on the college radio about conspiracies.
It's so
Like
fucking
I've
awesome.
I've heard it a lot, but I'd rather Josh tell
Please.
And to be fair,
To be fair.
it.
that was
I'm not wearing a
a
hat.
Fox News affiliate radio station. That wasn't like college radio. That was mainstream Fox News
Really?
radio. Yeah. So it was relatively early on, probably summer 2015, I guess. I found Flat Earth November 2014. So I was already pretty thoroughly through the worst of the 7 stages of grief and had come out on the other side. And it was right around the time that B.O.B. and Neil deGrasse Tyson were having their rap beef there on the nighttime college studio. That's right, the big mic drop moment or whatever. And on this local, it's a like an FM talk radio. It was the first FM talk radio. AM talk radio has been a thing, especially here in St. Louis, for decades and decades. This was the first FM talk radio. And they had like an afternoon drive time, which wasn't particularly political. Everything else was pretty right leaning. The afternoon drive time show was the Dave Glover show. And it wasn't particularly political. It was just really kind of a lot like we do, just a bunch of knuckleheads getting together, talking about things going on. And then on Tuesdays, they would have a segment called Paranormal Tuesday. And it was one of my favorite segments because I've always sort of been into the conspiracy theories, and they would have their guy come on, some Dr. Mike, I don't remember his name, but he'd come on and talk all things sort of paranormal, not necessarily conspiratorial, but more of the paranormal type stuff, ghosts, UFOs, things like that. It was said he had like a little sidekick with him that was like former CIA or something. It was a whole thing. So he was supposed to be getting real big truth drops and trying to bring him to the Dave Glover show. But he started wanting money and started getting a little diva-ish. So they dropped him and just stopped inviting him and went quiet for a while, their Paranormal Tuesday segment. And so when Neil deGrasse Tyson dropped the mic, it made the news, and they were covering it on the Dave Glover show, just covering the news. It was probably a Friday night, Friday show, because I was picking my son up from my ex-wife's house. And I was sitting out in front of her house waiting for him to come out. And they started talking about it, and I get all excited, like, yeah, they're going to talk about flat Earth. This is awesome. But I can hear it getting a little jokey in their tone of voice. I'm like, no, they're just going to make fun of it, and nobody's going to look into it. There's such a huge opportunity here. And I'm not normally that type of person that calls into a radio station, but I just couldn't resist the urge. So I called in and just said, look, I don't even need to talk to a host. I don't need to be on the air. I just wanted to talk to the call screener and have them pass along a message. Look, don't just laugh it off. There's more information here than you might think at first glance. We're not just as nutty as it sounds. We come at it from a totally different angle. And if you look into it, you'll see that it's got a lot more veracity than you might think at first. But I guess he went to go pass the message on, and Dave didn't want to not put me through. So I went on the air on a phone call sitting out in front of my ex-wife's house and basically just tried to share that basic information. But of course he wanted more. So I tried a real quick breakdown of the best I could for the couple-minute segment that I had. But I guess it was enough that they wanted to invite me in studio to try to expound maybe a little bit on the flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that next week I actually drove downtown St. Louis and went into the studio at 97.1 and sat in and did a flat Earth segment on their drive time show. It's their number one rated show on the number one radio station in the area. And I guess they were pretty mesmerized at sort of the idea that people were coming at this in a way that they hadn't even considered. So they invited me back again. And by about the third time, they said, you know what, this guy's absolutely friggin' nuts. Why don't we invite him back on to juice? And that's basically how that worked out. So I went in for, it was like a couple of months, 2-3 months, I think, where I was going in every Tuesday to do the paranormal Tuesday segment.
That's awesome, man. I mean, like you had to have gotten some information out there, even if they took it in a kind of a joking format.
I definitely did, and they were surprisingly responsive. I mean, I think even I don't think that I changed anybody's mind necessarily, but I wasn't ridiculed. I wasn't made to look any stupider than I made myself.
I was just
now, Josh is
talking to it.
self-deprecating. He fucking nailed shit, and he didn't just bring flat Earth or like ooh spooky ghosts. Although they did go to a fucking haunted theater that was, well, I'll let Josh tell that way better than me. But Josh brought the game. He was, as most of us are. It wasn't just oh the world's flat. It was like what else can I find out? What other lies are we being told? What other misinformation? And I mean that I don't know if you guys went down the scary spider lords from outer space rabbit hole that Josh and I found early, thanks to a good group of people we know. And
wait a minute, wait, what? Can you say that
there's
again?
Hattie Bob, HATTYBOV. Is that correct, Josh? Or is it HATTIEBOV?
I even think it's D. I don't even think it's T's. I think it's Hattie with a D.
Is it saying it's how hidden this is? You're not gonna find anything. Good luck, Lowry.
It's
I
hard
tell
to
you.
know.
Tinfoil crack. Wait.
This stuff Pro brought out early. Well, not early
Tinfoil
on.
crack pipe.
Super early.
You win, sir. You win.
Well, you can throw a link if you have any link in the private chat. I'm curious.
That
now.
would be a deep dive for Josh, as
I
it
was
probably
ju-
would be for me. I mean, this is
I was just-
20, what, 15?
I was just talking. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember when it actually hit us. Mike, right?
I
That's who
yield
the
to you,
people
sir.
that hooked us up, right? Or was that a James find? I know I didn't find it. It was definitely pointed to me. So anyway, it's this whole theory that at one point in our history there were these giant space spiders that had to do with our evolution and our.
And
what's
that's
crazy
where the
is
show went south.
repeatedly prior to this, I was a deep UFO person growing up and had a bunch of contact with like a serious group of researchers, just like we are serious researchers. These are people who were like, bringing in the good footage, writing the books, Whitley Strieber, Daniel Brinkley. I mean, a bunch of authors who know their shit were involved, and there were the hidden military guys infiltrating our meetings and the whole 9 yards, just like we experience in this community.
Mm-hmm.
And in that community, repeatedly, spiders came up, and I'm always like, man, it's not just terrified of spiders. I literally like stopped my car and got out and gave it to a spider that dangled in front of me from my visor. I mean, I was terrified of spiders, and so it
Stop it,
rang
Lowry.
kind of like understandable for me with the whole spider thing. Anyway, that's a whole different deep hole of shit. I'm just saying the level of stuff Josh brought was from every corner of conspiracy. Look, I know a pretty girl when she shows up. Hi, lady.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I was just the reason I
Thanks for
thought
the compliment. I don't feel pretty right now.
Well, you see, I'm on no camera, so I'm right there with you. I'll
Oh,
say
you
that.
guys.
I did that actually to go shut the door. I should have turned it back on. My apologies.
And you guys also have had some of the guests. That's
What? This
on
dude
my
knows the
wish
Indian
list.
Hopi spider.
Um,
I'm sorry. Sorry. I was excited
it's
about
fine.
the chat.
The wish list. The guy, the prison psychiatrist.
Oh yeah.
what's his
Oh
name?
yeah.
Jerry Marzinski.
There. Go ahead.
Yes. Like that's a dream interview for me. You've had him on. You've had
We've had him on twice.
Mark
Second
Devlin
time
on.
with a
Mark
patient.
Devlin actually admitted to being a flat earther on your show, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, he did.
right?
So
Has
did
did
Pro
has did
777.
777.
Well, let me tell you this about Mark Devlin. I was on the phone. Well, not the phone. I was on an internet phone. I can't.
That's
I'm
a
being
cool
dumb.
story.
Yep. I was talking to him. I was talking to Mark Devlin online, and I was telling him about a member of a band that I was in that had, done something suspicious with his soul. And at the end of it, I was like, hey, you can take it or leave it, but keep in mind you're talking to a flat earther. And I said that as a joke, like, take it for what it's worth. And he was like, Rico, that means you're smart. I'm a flat earther too. That's where I found out Mark Devlin was a flat earther, was on the phone. It's called Teams now. That's what I was talking to him through. But you guys have had Mark Devlin on and Jerry Marzinski. Like, you guys have had some of the most bomb interviews I've ever heard to be such a mild podcast that many people don't know about. Like,
We like it that way.
You guys
That
are
whole thing
superstars.
of being lucky and having a great crew, dude. Like the stuff that has come through my life, thanks to this endeavor that we've assembled and that has the energy that's been brought to it. The people we have met that, some of it didn't go like we planned. Like we had an amazing, phenomenal live interview with a gentleman named Santo Panacci on our Iron Works show.
Ooh, you've had him?
It was one of our most amazing shows on Iron
We
Works.
had him twice. We had him
I
on
haven't
Iron Works.
So then we
seen
invited
either
him
of
to
them.
have no sphere, which is what we later named our Friday afternoon show on
Well,
the YouTube
Dave
channel.
knows him.
Well, he came on to the.
Do you have your
How do I even explain this, Josh? You got it queued up.
Give me 2 minutes.
That's fine. So he came on, and we were like, we've been bragging to the other crew because on the crew that does the early or did the early morning Ironworks
Santos we're talking
was
to.
just
This is the same
three
Santos
of
that I
us.
know. This
Yeah,
is just-
Santos, the man
he's
himself.
outrageous. He's the oh my God, when did I first hear about him? This is about years ago.
Have you hung
He's
out
been
with
out
him,
there,
Lowry?
brother. He's been. Have you checked his music out, sir?
I haven't listened to his music.
Oh, his music's pretty amazing. I was blown away by it. Again, we were blown away that we were able to get him. And that the one on the Ironworks morning show, again, that was me and Josh. And at the time, a gentleman named Rob, or was Rob even there in those? He wasn't there on those, was he? He had already
I was
did.
following Santos
Because Rob's question about math was kind of a run up to what eventually transpired.
I was following him pre-flat Earth for both of us.
Oh yeah, a lot of people. He was about some shit.
I was a big fan of Santos Panacci.
Yep.
Because I was all into the big legal stuff, and I had been following his and watched him, get thrown in jail and start to waste away and become a completely different person. Like I was a big fan of pre-prison Santos. Post-prison, it's something. He came out a little different, I think.
And he knew about the families that ran everything. Like he was one of those super early guys on that whole thing.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him about these secret society type families.
Yep.
Yeah, he dug deep.
Jerry Marzinski
Extremely
is a
deep.
guy I really want
You got
to
it?
have. Like
I've got it.
a
If you want to, before
one-on-one.
you
Okay,
get
so-
too far. Go ahead.
Had to hear this.
Sorry.
I didn't hear what you asked, Josh.
Did you want to set it up?
So yeah, he came into our live afternoon show, which was the whole team, which is a gentleman from Australia who really knew his math, and a gentleman from a couple of gentlemen actually from the UK who were mathematical whizzes. One actually created a true curvature math, not the fake one they give us to fuck around with, but he made one up that's the real one, and they always debated it. And they would talk about mass shit with Bob, that would just be like, I'd just be sitting back on the show going, oh, okay. Yeah. So they came on. I mean, he came on with this crew, you know. And I mean, Josh and I aren't idiot fucks. We had some intelligent conversation with the man in the early morning show. That's why he came and talked to us in the Friday afternoon show. But anyway, James is one of our loved brothers who was one of the team members, and he's up in Canada, and he was very Christian, like extremely Christian. And a lot of the flat earth Bible stuff and all this stuff, you know, he would always kind of key into that, but not just that. Lots of great, deep stuff about symbols. And yeah, James was amazing. And so Santos came in, and some math stuff started happening with Rob and him, and it kind of tweaked him a little. He got a little irritated. I could hear it, the change. You could feel the energy shift. And then he got into Jesus, and Jesus not being real and being a fake historical figure,
he is one of those guys.
and
That's
that he
right.
was just written up as a, you know, basically a
Like
carrot
Tom
to
Sawyer,
dangle.
purely fictional,
Exactly, purely fictional.
completely whole
I
cloth
respect
made up.
those guys though. Like
And
I can't-
James, being the super Christian he was, took umbrage with that, and so then I guess that would be the
Well, I mean, it
lead
was
up.
some umbrage. It's not like he was saying, no, you're a liar. Your beliefs are wrong. He was still allowing for Santos to believe what he believed, but wanted
Yeah.
the same respect.
Yeah, absolutely,
And that's
absolutely.
about where
And
we
he
pick
was
up
like,
here.
you know, that's true for you. That's what James kept saying. For you, that, you know, Jesus isn't real.
Here, I've got it. It's good.
I could talk
Without
forever on this
any
one
doubt.
because I understand
There's never
both
been a
sides.
Jesus and there's never been a globe.
For you.
And no, not for me. It's a fact. It has been proven. Proven. No, not for me. Jesus the historical is a satanic lie. Not for me.
Oh my God!
But Santos, do you think there are people out there that would say that it is a proven fact that he did exist? Do you think the opposite stance exists?
Hey, listen, whoever that dumb fuck is who said for
Oh.
you, I want him off this panel or I'm off. Understand?
No, I think it's probably best you leave then.
I was about to say, I think it sounds like
I didn't want to know.
See you later.
Yeah,
Santos.
my goodness.
That's too bad.
That is classic Santos.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, it was amazing. But it didn't stop there.
that's tough.
Go
to
ahead,
hear.
Josh. You tell this part better than me.
Well, you'd think that would be enough, but I guess he still felt a bit slighted. On his website, he put a bounty out on our channel and was offering
Whoa.
to give away free art. His art was, you'd give it away. If whoever could take down our channel would be receiving all sorts of free gifts. It was a whole concerted effort by Santos Bonacci versus Iron Realm Media.
First of all, that screams insecurity right there.
A bit
For you.
for you.
I would say he's a classic. He's a classic example of the sharper and the more a mind digs into something, the more they're going to tend to be. What's the right word to use? There's a word for it. It seems the sharper somebody gets, they also can tend to go off the tracks, just slightly. And he's a super sharp dude. And apparently, didn't he stab somebody or something? Wasn't that part of his? What did he go to jail for? Was it stabbing someone?
I've never heard. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think it was. I thought it was like some of his improperly filed paperwork or refusing to identify, and things just kind of piled up on him.
Which is easily confusable. I misfiled that. I stabbed someone.
No, seriously, it was like a knife fight. He was involved in a knife fight
No,
or
I'm
something, which doesn't surprise me about Santos, like not even one single bit. But if for those of you that don't know him, he is very, very animated. Let's put it that way. And he knows a lot of people that we all know. And I think he went to that thing down in Mexico, and he was there with Weiss and that group
Yeah,
that
he
did.
was
it the Acapulco thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2
Anyway.
years.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from the guy, but why be hostile towards even if you think I'm full of it, because I do believe Jesus is exactly who he said he was, why be hostile towards me if you think I'm wrong? Unless you have something to fight against.
There are some people
Yeah.
who don't like to have their worldview challenged. And the minute you do, now it's not them being hostile, it's you being hostile to them because you didn't kiss their ass, especially if they're used to having their ass kissed.
Right.
Because I'm not hostile towards anyone. I do believe Jesus is who he said he was. I do.
It said that Santos
I just do.
accrued $130,000 in fines, court fines, being held in contempt of court. And that's why he was yada, yada, yada. Now, why he was in court, I'm not really sure, but that was what the article I found on it real quick, just searching real quick.
Wow. I
Back in
hate
like
that for him because you
2014,
don't have to be
2015,
hostile.
something like that.
Wait,
Yeah, we never got a chance to ask those questions. Aloud.
wait,
Nico, what?
130K in contempt of court. That's a lot of court time and a lot of fines. Like, I want the transcripts from that.
Yeah, that
exactly
had
what
to
he
be
said to the
right.
judge.
Yeah.
Like,
So how many sessions did you have to miss to accrue that much?
Yeah.
I guess is the question.
well, no,
I don't
when
know.
you're held in, I thought when you're held in contempt of court, that's you being disrespectful to the judge.
Oh, that's right.
It can be. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
that's
It
civil
varies.
contempt. Contempt of court has two different classifications. You get civil contempt and criminal contempt.
No.
Either way, judge played
I
pretty
don't
fast
see
and
how
loose
it
with
goes
contempt
there.
charges.
Yeah.
Like,
I
think
mean,
a
what
lot
I
of-
just heard hurt my feelings, but I don't feel any kind of hostility at all.
It
What are
hurt
you
your
talking about,
feelings. Wait, it hurt your feelings to know that somebody doesn't believe that Jesus is who he said he is? That hurt your feelings?
No, him.
His reaction.
Oh, his
no,
reaction?
What he said was pretty hostile. That we're just
To you directly?
idiots. No,
Oh.
to people that believe that Jesus is who he said he is. The fact that he thinks we're a bunch of dumb bastards.
I mean, I feel like that's really judgmental
Right.
about it.
But what I'm trying to say though is I'm still not hostile, and I still actually would love to meet that guy. Like that's
know what?
how non-hostile I am towards people that aren't Christian.
Rico's like, I'm going to stab anybody who doesn't believe in Jesus.
Come on now, Nico. If you don't know me better than that,
I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm kidding.
So let's have
But not to
somebody-
get lost on Santos. I mean,
Yeah.
the point is we've had amazing people,
I
like
love you,
phenomenal
Nico.
people who become lifelong friends, like forever, people's family. I mean, we met Zach. He was a person doing these experiments at the work where he worked. They had these long stretches of cement. They had all kind of access. He'll probably tell those stories way better than me, but he would call in to the show that Josh and I were doing with another team guy was in Australia, and his time frame and our time frame worked out where he would do it with us early, like we did the first show on the Las Vegas incident.
Mhm.
And it's, repeated use of false flag symbols and actors and the whole 9 yards. And so we would talk about NASA and just talk about all of it. Early space lettuce and all this stuff. And Zach would call in, and I mean, we vibed immediately. And so over time, it was like, we got to get this guy hanging with us permanently. And now, truly, like he is, I'm losing my other earbud. Sorry. He is truly a lifelong brother and always will be, as Josh is as well. As all are so many of you guys.
Speaking of space lettuce, that is a segment on every Ironworks, which is funny space talk, just hilarious, made up nonsense. Where did you come up with the name space lettuce? Why do you call it space lettuce?
Can you smoke it?
Well, there is that aspect of it, I'm sure. I remember growing up
You
in
can
the
grow lettuce in
70s.
space?
Right? Give it a second.
No,
Let's
You grow
know
lettuce
about
in
it.
space? Like, do you have heirloom
But growing
seeds
up in the
there? Do you grow like
70s,
romaine?
Oh, dude, they're right now they're growing. What was
We
it?
need
Didn't we look it up? Arugula? Isn't that the one they were growing? No, which one has the red on it?
Space salad. Oh my god, it's so out of this world.
What's a
Do they
space
so
crouton?
wait, do they have ranch dressing in space? Or is it just strictly Italian?
It's only in the squeeze too.
But it's
Only in
probably
squeeze
pronounced
two.
ranch.
It's on
Ranch.
Earth, but it's the wide open spaces where you find the ranches.
No, seriously,
Oh.
why do you call it space lettuce?
I've heard weed called space lettuce before.
No,
Seriously.
it's called devil's lettuce, Alex. It's the
Oh,
devil's
okay.
lettuce. That's well, I mean, same thing. Yeah, I guess.
That's
sort of.
what Alex Stein calls it.
Well, we started calling it space lettuce because they keep recycling the same stories. They've been telling me they're going back to the moon. I remember George Bush saying this in 2001. We'd have bases on the moon by 2012. George W. Bush said that.
And being an old fuck, I heard these stories since like literally the 60s. I was watching the moon landing as a child and wanted to be an astronaut in the whole 9 yards. So every other day, like once they got Skylab, which was the first space station, people that were doing fake upside down tricks and shit,
Yep.
they grew lettuce. That was amazing. Oh my God, they can grow lettuce, so they'll make it. They can go to Mars now. They can go to another star now if they can grow lettuce. And that was in the 70s. But then, as Zach can tell you, by the time he was paying attention a few years later, because I am an old fuck, space lettuce.
You're old.
Space lettuce.
I'm close to
every
your
other
age,
year.
buddy.
Yeah, it's like every
I don't
few
know.
years they're going to grow. They'll say, we grew lettuce for the first time in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again.
Have you guys
They won't
noticed
let us go. They won't let us go.
Ooh.
Okay,
the
so
kicking-
wait a second.
the
So,
kicking of the
do you
can
guys
down the
ever
road
think
now
about
is,
the
is,
poor
is
monkey?
becoming, really obvious. It's been obvious to us for a long time, but like I was just looking at my X feed, and like I was telling you guys before the show, I was like, it's really spooky out there because now my X feed is a lot of commercials, a lot of promo, space stuff, and no matter how many times I cancel this curiosity account on my X, it just comes back on my feed. Even though I've canceled it, I've blocked it, I still get curiosity spots on my X feed. And I watch the frequency of it now, and the frequency is out of control. It's like if they have been kicking the can down the road for say 50, 60 years now, now they're just down at the shit end of their script, and they just have to use whatever ammo they have left to just basically bomb everyone with space stuff. Even an account that I had canceled, like this curiosity one on X is the most annoying one, and I think they probably identified my account as an account that's not tasteful for the average American consumption. But so I'm getting they just do it to me on purpose. Like here's another post from Curiosity, and like I'm scrolling through it right now. There's some more space. And I'm sure, well, in all your years, you've probably seen an uptick in the frequency of this, yeah?
Dude, when I was in high school in the 70s, they literally, and going into the 80s, they were telling us that before the end of that decade, we would be doing lunch between here and the moon. Easy. That was going to happen. There was no like, oh, it's the future and oh, there's fake. That was happening. I mean, we sent these guys to the moon. We've got this new space shuttle that somehow doesn't drop like a brick with those little stubby fucking airfoils that don't work. And well, there's that whole thing. And that was, again, 70s going into the 80s. And then, as Zach said, he was supposed to see it happen again. And how many times now?
They were selling
6,
tickets
7?
back in the 70s. Remember? What
They're
was
still
it?
selling
Major
tickets to people.
airline to go to the moon.
What about the ninth planet, Planet X? That's a story they recycle still to this day.
Yeah,
Been
still to
recycling
this
for
day.
decades.
Oh yeah.
There used to be another one that was supposedly closer than Mercury called Vulcan that they did for like 70-something years.
And in the spirit of space lettuce, it's one of those that they say, we just found it. We just found the ninth planet. We just found Planet X. But they'll run that same fucking story for the last 5 decades.
Lowery, I tried to blow you up.
It was, oops, I'm sorry.
Sorry, what'd you say there?
I tried to blow you up on this. You know the whole thing with Michio Kaku, if I'm saying his name correctly.
Bukaki?
Bless you.
Yeah. No, you know how you did your retraction?
Yeah.
You know there's a lot of big channels that think that's real too. Like Joe Rogan, what's the guy that we rip off? Tinfoil hat.
Oh, just
Sam Tripoli.
Yeah, Sam Tripoli. And
a lot of they all think that's real.
Yeah, and that was the whole point of it. It was like, because we kind of started waking up to the AI thing and started recognizing like this is everywhere. It's everywhere. Well, that one fooled me, and so I ran with it on that episode. And then like I think it was Run Boston Bear. He's like we're pretty sure that's AI, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me, because if we're looking for it and we're looking to debunk it, and I fell for it, and I went ahead and ran with it on that episode, then the average person, that's just true. That's just true to them.
Yep.
You know, and it's that's what I was talking about. I think there's an AI that's recognizable, and I think there's an AI that's just absolutely phenomenal that you just can't tell the difference.
Oh, if they
there
gave
was a
us
day,
this
like,
toy
I
that
think,
we
like,
have to play with right now, the one they've got is probably what's running our reality. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
They've had it
doesn't even take a lot
for
of AI.
50 years, probably.
You
Talking
could
about
yeah.
the version of the liftoff from the moon. Everybody's like, well, you left the camera guy behind, and it had all the cool glitter and sparkles and shit
Right.
that came
Yeah.
off. That never happened. Like,
You
that was
guys,
all produced.
You guys,
All produced.
Nixon called the moon on a landline.
With a curly,
How much
Yeah,
more do you
with a
need?
curly.
but it did have a
phone
curly
line.
cord, right?
It had a curly
People see
cord,
that.
but we didn't even have wireless telephones then.
But
When
Nico,
people see
that was
footage,
real.
they think it's real. People see that footage and don't know that it never happened. They don't know that it was produced for the execution or after the fact. They think it's NASA footage.
Yeah.
Like
Poor
NASA
Ian
doesn't,
Lowry, that was
NASA
one of
doesn't
those
say
days I
that's
was blowing
ours.
you
This
up.
is how. But this NASA doesn't say this is what it looks like when we left the moon. That was like a total NBC production set. Like that was never meant to be historical footage because it never was.
Yeah.
But so many people out there look at it and see it and be like, well, there you go. That's proof. That's evidence we went to the moon based on complete, utter tail wagging the dog.
Yeah, and then and what you end up with is that what they're really looking for is what does the mass believe? We don't care if we could say this is just produced footage as on the, you know, they do a news broadcast. This is an artist rendition of something. Well, after a while, if they play it long enough, then it just becomes truth in the minds of most. You know, and so like, and that was the thing with the Bukaki video. I'm just going to call him that now because it's in my brain. Is that it fooled me, and I am looking for it. So like, you know, I'm not going to doom here because this is not dooming. It's just that we're recognizing that still that no footage at all now could be considered in a court of, you know, whatever law we have in the land, or even court of public opinion. Like any video out there now is suspect. You know, and we have to like sort of like batten down the hatches and be like, okay, before we decide to take apart a video, like there's several things out there that you can run the video through that allegedly will tell you if it's AI or not. But AI itself,
Just be careful how you use it. You might get banned from the site.
yeah. What do you mean, the site that debunks AI videos?
So for years now, there's been 2 programs that were publicly accessible to run pictures, images in them, and it would determine through many ways, many of the metadata and the stuff that it does to it on the screen and the way it does contrasts and all this different stuff. And you do have to kind of learn how to work the program. It's not just a click it and go thing. And so a lot of us spent the time to figure that program out and work it. And there's one called something, and there's one called forensically. I think that's what it is. Forensically.
Photo forensic and forensically, I think were the 2.
Yes, the other, yeah. And so one of them I used heavily, repeatedly, because it was the better one. To me, it was easier to use online. You could really go in and find the square around the moon, and I mean, this shot from the moon to the earth, and find the square around it. You could find the outline of where they pasted this and pasted that. You could find where they repeatedly used the cloud stamper, you know, on the globe, all that shit. And so I was posting that regular on Twitter, because in the early days where I met Josh and the rest of the guys from Iron Rim and many other early day people, was that here, this is what, show me, here's the picture and here's the fake. What happened here? You know, until the guy that owned the website came into our little chat there, our little thread, and told me I was now banned from the site because I obviously didn't know how to use it.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
So so what are they running coverage now? He's running coverage for, like, who's he running coverage for?
Apparently, who knows why people stand up for this fucking fakery and will beat you down to, you know, the end of the day about it, even though, and what I don't get, so many of these people are calling out fake this, fake that, government crap this, fake this, until it gets to the space stuff and the
Plato's
pretty
Cave.
on Mars, and yeah, then that's all real. The government wouldn't lie about all that. Why would they?
Yeah, it's almost like sacred ground. It's like, no, it's a bridge too far. I mean, that's the most obvious thing that everyone would want to talk about, like when and where we are. You know, no wonder it's so off limits. You know, and like it's gotten better over the years. Like, I personally, my humble opinion, you know, the conversation of where we live now has popped wide open. And there's people are not reacting as violently as they did, say, in 2014 or 15. I say violently as in like heavy got cog dis,
Right.
that sort of thing. But
Right.
I think what they pulled about 5 years ago kind of took the edge off a lot of that.
yeah,
I think it woke up way more people than they planned on it to do.
I saw it too. Like, even the people that still weren't flat earthers were suddenly like, they knew our talking points and wanted to discuss.
Well, they were trapped inside and had nothing else to do but watch flat earth videos. What else the fuck were they going to do?
oh yeah,
I saw it at Nissan, man. Like, people suddenly, I wasn't the idiot that was a flat earther. They're like, no, we heard this and this. Do you think it's a dome here? Or do you think it's further? Like, they were asking me about it.
That's
it
all
changed.
that you know. Yeah, their seed was already planted. Now,
Yeah, I could die now. Like,
something watered it. You know.
Yeah,
It's like you can plant the seed, and if you can't, you know, get through to that person, someone else or something else will come along and water it a little bit. And then all of a sudden that seed will start growing and opening up, and they'll start asking questions. And yeah, you did your part. I was talking with the guy today about that. Like, you know, if everything is preordained, like we have free will, but God still somehow planned it all out. Like, maybe your whole point of existence was saying something one time to one person that changed their outlook and their way of life forever. And then, you know, the butterfly effect, this and this and that and that and that and that and that. And you change, everybody changes the world at one point or another. The whole world. Everybody gets to do it. You don't even know when you do it. That's the coolest part about it. You know?
Yeah, actually, me and Kami both, we were talking about how it would be much easier to pass on if we knew that the 100 monkey effect had taken place. You know,
here-
like
here's
we
me-
had done our job.
open.
Here's me waiting patiently for the 100th monkey effect. You know, that meme, like, of the drug dealer sitting in the swinging chair, like, when's it gonna happen?
Wait. Speaking of monkeys,
Man.
I really seriously still think about the monkey that they sent to space that never came back. So, how many monkeys did they send to space? Ian, do you remember them? They, like, all those monkeys that got let loose out of that bio lab somewhere down here?
I'm
Yeah,
actually,
that
I'm
was-
actually
I love you
happy.
so much.
I'm actually happy because because they told us that monkey died. Now I know for a fact that monkey. Well, I know the monkey didn't die going to space. Maybe they
Dude,
killed him
that
in some
monkey is
other
munching
experiment.
on lettuce up there, hanging out, munching on lettuce in those little space tubes.
Space
What if he
Bananas,
is?
a
He's
new
like
segment
living the
on
good life.
tinfoil sombrero.
Does he have dressing? Does he have dressing and croutons?
Yes, he cultivated it. He planted more seeds.
Yeah. No, I'm happy, man, because that monkey didn't die.
monkey
I was
lettuce
sad.
seed.
I was sad because I thought that monkey went up in the
Nico, you're
rocket
my
and
favorite
burned up.
human.
No,
Well, that
he's
monkey knew too
still
much.
floating out there somewhere in space looking for his lettuce.
The monkey knew too much.
Seriously.
You can be sure that monkey died.
The monkey knew too much and they killed it. It's like this is like when they shot that gorilla in that zoo. It's like that poor gorilla that rescued that kid. They shot
Oh my
him
God,
anyway.
the poor kid.
What is it, Harambe? What
I
about
don't remember
Harambe?
I don't know. But that poor kid is traumatized now.
I was
I mean, they
traumatized
could
because I
have
thought
just sent
that.
that gorilla to space and like saved his life.
Well, or send him up to space and burn him up on nothing. But I'm
No,
happy
he's
because
floating
the
out there
monkey
in
survived.
space.
The monkey
I have
survived.
gorilla butt envy.
Kids are resilient.
What if that monkey made other monkeys and now there's 100 monkeys in space floating up there, all eating lettuce, having like the time of their lives because they're not on
And it's
Earth.
a
Typing fucking Shakespeare like they do.
We populated the ninth planet X.
Oh, it's not even break time, and we're breaking down.
Well, look, just to try to bring it back around again, Zach wasn't wrong at all. This isn't like a new mind fuck. Back in the 60s, like from 68 to 71, Pan Am sold what they called their First Moon Club, which offered a waiting list for future moon flight. And they issued how many? Anybody want to guess? 93,000. You can't guess. I just told you. 93,000 reservations.
Non-refundable.
Non-refundable. Wow, what a grift.
What you think?
What a grift. And they keep
So
doing
it's
it.
not a new mind fuck. It's mind fuck for a while.
Dude,
How
the
many times
best
have they
grift.
sold tickets on space flights? How many times do you remember? Like several times in the last couple of years. You can buy tickets in advance for the Virgin Air space flight. That's such a grift. It's amazing.
Whoever gave Elon the idea to sell holding spots for the Cybertruck was like a super genius. It was
Yeah.
only $100, but there was like 1 million people who did it. Right? So
Right.
there's 100 times 1 million.
Which probably funded that piece of crap truck.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and then it was non-refundable, and only like 30,000 of those people bought the Cybertruck. So he got 30,000 out of 1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a genius grift.
Genius grift.
If people like people are sold on the idea of something spectacular and they have money to burn, and that they have money to burn, and they can tell their friends like, yeah, I'm reserved on the next space flight. They can just talk about it for years. Like, I'm reserved on it. And then by the time the 2 years roll around, like, we canceled it. We ran out of money, or didn't look like it was going to work out. By that time, they've forgotten about the money they spent anyway. I mean, this is like long-term thinking, how to scam people out of their money. It's like, nobody's going to space. It never happened. There is no outer space. And like, you just can't cram that idea into people's heads because they like the idea of like, it's the same thing as, this notion. This is a really interesting one. It's like, we've all met people, or some of us have met people. I got a family friend that works at NASA. I mean, that's endless conversation topics to have with all sorts of people to impress, people upon. Or I work at NASA, or to say that if somebody works at NASA, I work for NASA. How dare you talk about space like that? That's a very powerful ego thing that goes around. It goes around and it goes around, and people are like, "Oh, NASA? Ooh, NASA! Tell me more. Tell me more." And they don't even know that they've been grifted either. If they got a job there, of course, maybe, okay, you're working there. At least you're taking some money out of the fraud program. But like, if you're just talking about somebody else, it's, yeah. So it's like, and it's like, it's really not that
Or if
cool,
it was
guys.
a tiny bolt on a part that they don't even know where it went.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I mean, even if you're at
Well,
NASA putting the satellite together and all this and blah, blah, it's going up on a balloon.
Yeah,
if
it's
anything.
not going to outer space, but it's a hell of a conversation topic to have with people, because people just go all googly-eyed, over NASA, and it's the biggest fraud of all time. I mean,
it's another level of the mind fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, John.
Oh, just the adoration you get from people. Probably just, you could see in people's reaction the way their attitude shifts when you tell them you work for NASA.
Yeah. It's so funny how we feel about it. Now, somebody tells me they
Remember
work for NASA,
when
I'm
most of us were in high school and the people who were into all that were the nerds with the pocket protector? They got picked on and shoved in the locker. And over time, those have become the cool guys with like, what was it? Big Bang show. I can't remember
Oh,
the Theory
that,
show, and
yeah.
they turned the nerds and the spacey people into the cool crowd. And
Revenge
so
of the
now people
Nerds
can
started
stand
all
up and
that.
defend that with a lot more vigor than they would have back in our, or in my old. Like I said, I'm old. 8 days older than dirt is the official age.
But to answer your
Well,
your,
now the Big Bang Theory is the big one. Like that sells all the current talking points in that one show.
Oh, it's a propaganda show.
And how
it
many
was-
people? Musk was on there. Fucking DeGrasse was on there. What's his name with the
guy
cool
went to
wheelie
the
chair?
ISS.
The wheelie chair.
Well, yeah, no, one of the leads went to space on.
Yeah,
that.
he was on the ISS for a
Mhm.
while. Yada yada yada. No,
I got
but
it.
to answer your question about the 100th monkey, Rico, I figured Pandora's box was opened in 2017. I was like, that's when I went on Walkabout. I was like, dude, we've discovered enough to say what we've been taught is wrong, for sure. And there's enough people now that are questioning it. And now, yeah, after 2020, it just compounded exponentially. Like, I didn't think I'd live to see the 100th monkey. Now I'm kind of questioning, like, maybe I will. Maybe.
It sure would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It
wouldn't
sure
that
would
be
be
cool?
fun.
Dave promised me, and Dave has never promised me something he didn't deliver on.
Well, yeah, he just had a
Like-
huge
like,
interview.
I know
not
people
too
think
long
that
ago,
I'm
dude.
putting him on like some pedestal. I'm not.
2.2
Girth is a
million
nerd just
subscribers
like
or
me.
something like that. He was just
But-
on some big giant podcast.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse?
No, Dave.
I totally
wow,
trust him. I totally trust him, and
He's
I know
catching a
him
lot
on
of
a
hell.
personal level. And actually, Alex knows him even better than me. He's not a liar.
He's as advertised. He's got a dry
No,
sense of humor, and
yeah.
he's not easy to get to understand, but he is exactly as advertised. I can 100%
Yes,
assure
sir.
you of that. He's
Yeah,
his
he still
sense of
checks in
humor-
on me every once in a while. How
He's
you
not a
doing?
liar.
This and that,
I could
blah,
say
blah,
that
blah.
with every inch of my soul. He's not a liar.
Yeah, and he's catching some shit these days. But hey, let's save the thoughts for the second hour. We will take a short break here and talk more about fake space and NASA bullshit and some other things that are going on out there in the world. Something like that. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Streets lead to tunnels. Tunnels lead to New Jersey. New Jersey leads to the States. States lead to the ocean. But I'm standing in a field. And those diesel trucks, they steal the whole road. Feeling lonely now. River days of sun. Roadside love. Midwestern hearts have come undone. Put that away, don't you know?
This goes out to Shanna, by the way.
You gotta grow up sometime. You gotta grow up sometime. But you can leave it out. Not gonna go the other way. Not gonna grow up sometime. Not gonna slow up sometime. I'm sorry. I couldn't make it to Carolina. I'm not guilty of what you think I am. I got a head full of pearl and a shoe full of sand and a mind full of in the sun, drinking whiskey, having fun. Hold still while I take your picture, hon. In the sun, drinking whiskey, having
The Flat Earth Sun, Moon and Zodiac Clock app. Frequently asked questions. More resources. Books divided into your favorite categories. Shopping for that perfect flat Earth item. Homeschool section. Featured content creators, biblical cosmology, old world research, video search feature, games. The Meetup Maker will help you find your local tribe. Matchmaker, to help you find that special someone. Search your selected radius and say hello. Image search for those key images at your fingertips. Enjoy our chat section. selected new background in our settings area. Time lapse, zodiac, and time zones. The Friend Finder helps you see where all the cool people are hanging. Use your referral code and earn points and Dome cryptocurrency. Beat the Google censorship. And lastly, before we get back to the conversation here, just take you through something here real quick. All right. So the new record, Night Movies at Beach 97, it's not necessarily a flat earth concept record, so to speak. I did a huge interview on this part. But I was certainly down in it when I was writing it. And it shows up a little bit in some of my early records, but the latest one is certainly influenced. I don't write a lot on the nose, like say Alex Michael does on the subject. I stick to character studies, and I write love songs sometimes, and sometimes I write dark songs or whatever. But the new record is out there. It's out on all the streaming platforms now. So if that's how you consume your music, cool. What I would like is for you guys instead to go to the label page, and I'm just going to take you through this real fast. You can own High Fidelity, my entire collection, 4 production records and 2 live records. It's called the New York Years. You can buy individual tracks along here. But the easiest thing to do, and you can own it, and then the money goes directly to the label and to me. And thankfully I have a pretty decent deal with them. If you go to buy digital album here, you click on that, you can put whatever number you want in there. And it's 60 songs total over the course of 20 years, and put whatever number you deem appropriate in there. And, you can own all my stuff, and it stays on your device, and you don't give any money to, the big digital providers who rarely send me checks, it seems like. So anyway, there you go. Let me do this. And so welcome to the Sombrero, guys. It is, we have the guys from IRM Media on here. Let me get everybody added back up here.
If you don't mind, I'd like to add to that. You're also supporting this website because all the music, Lowery's label lets us use it. And I'm a big fan. I really am. Like I send people links to songs all the time. It's really good. The code up in the corner, that's to what he just advertised. It's not me just like being cool to my friend that's on my podcast. Like, it's really good music. It's just really
Thanks,
good.
bud. Thanks, buddy.
I know. I'm always trying to sell that I'm not selling anything, and it's so hard to do.
You think I like reading my own promo? I hate it, but I know I have to do it. So it's.
I know, and I'm bad at it, but like I'm a big fan. Like
same way.
Like
I cannot promote myself.
Yeah,
it just
really
doesn't feel right.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a good way to like just you can have. I'm giving you my entire life's work, and you can name the price. It recommends $50, but like just put in whatever number you like, and you can have it all. And I seriously see maybe a check from ASCAP once a year, and it's never really that big. It's never really that big.
I haven't seen one in so long.
Yeah, it's like, oh, an ASCAP check. Holy fucking shit, And you're like, you open it up and you're like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? I think we can afford it.
Nope.
So like, but that takes you
My
directly
last
to
one was like $14, I think. I'm not kidding.
They spend more
was
money
like
on their check
nothing.
writing process, and it's just dumb. It's like they have all this money, but they don't have big enough staff to distribute it properly. Unless you sell, 1 million units of something, they don't even pay attention to you. You'd have to do an audit.
You know what? That's full circle. You guys heard Shanna on Iron Realm Media one morning, whenever she picked me up, and I mentioned ASCAP, and Shanna couldn't get past that. It was called ASCAP.
It's really close to ASCAP.
You guys remember
right?
that show that morning where I stepped on a nail?
I do vaguely.
I do indeed remember.
Okay, it's a real thing. And Shanna's like, is it really called ASCAP? I'm like, yeah, but not ASCAP. But everyone that has like any kind of lyrical rights has an ASCAP or an ADMI. Wait, nope. I forget. Either way, I'm a big fan. I really am. They remind me of a lot of my favorite music, so it's a big honor. Oh my God! I just realized we have the best show ever.
Yeah, you do.
Fucking A.
It's a damn good show. You guys have really done well with it.
I was waiting for the punchline there, but I'll take it.
Oh, there's not one. No, you know what? I felt like I was selling you, but I'm not. I like your music. I really do.
Thank
And
you.
I feel like people think I'm saying that just because you're on my show, but I'm not.
You're gonna make me blush, dude. You're gonna.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't dug as deep as I should, but I am a huge fan of Whiskey. I love that song to the end of the days, and of course, we all love Mars. We've loved Mars since we all first heard it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I went to the little thing with my phone, so I'll look into it when I get here later. I think I'm already following you there or something.
Earlier.
Dude, I love it. Well, you saw me do that, or you may not have. You may have turned us off. But when I heard it kick up, I'm like, what? I even picked up my guitar, trying to see if I could find the key and mess around with a little line or two with it. So then, of course, I realized, oh, wait, I'm in E flat with this guitar. I picked up the wrong one. So I had to transpose a second. And yeah, it was a whole thing. But yeah, I definitely want to dig deeper.
My wife had to fix one of the.
My
lyrics.
wife.
I thought.
My wife.
My wife. No, I thought you were saying as we sold drugs, and you were saying diesel trucks.
Diesel trucks. Diesel trucks. Yeah.
Which is obviously a better lyric. But it's such a good song, brother.
Thank
no,
you.
Congratulations. Like, I wish I could write.
And hearing you describe it as character studies from even just the songs that I know already, that like was perfect description. Yeah. And I can't wait to see where the Flat Earth flavor comes in.
Yeah, it's the weird part about it is like like I've never written on the nose about anything, but like if there's something going on in my life, it's sort of it gets into the ether of like my looking at what the songs are supposed to be and like what because I'm just writing sort of open channel, and I mean it's all over the latest record. But it was what's curious was there were songs in my third and second and even first record that were alluding to, at least nature and like some of my questions about it and some of the ironies that I found about it. Like I have a song called Waves and Tides. It was before I, broke through in 2015, if you want to call it that.
God, that's a beautiful song too, man.
Yeah, but I was like, but they were popping up before I had like, before. That's when I still thought Flat Earth was stupid. That's when I thought it was retarded. And somehow it was in there. So I think I might have been channeling a little bit of something, or even a curiosity of it, or or a notion of it, because it kind of runs through all of the records at some level. You'll hear something here and there, like, oh, did you hear that? Or did you hear that? You have to be listening for it, but I don't write on the nose. You know, Alex Michael's got that. He's got that market cornered, and I love what he does with it. And it's definitely a flat. What do you want to call it? It's the notion of flat adjacent. It's more like a love letter. The promo is a love letter to FE. And so like you're gonna hear it in there, especially if you're in tune with, like, you know, all of us listening here. But
well, I thought Mars was about that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
No, you know what it was about, and this is a really good conversation for the second hour, is Richard Hoagland. You guys all familiar with Richard Hoagland?
Sounds familiar.
I know the name, but
okay. So
tell me somebody when you guys are familiar.
I was all into the whole Face on Mars thing, like a deep dive in my life. Like, I got a book that he and this guy named Mark, oh my God, the dude who did the imaging of the whole Sedona area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I deep dove in Hoagland, and then he was supposed to actually be at one of the conventions, because I went to numerous UFO conventions back in the late 80s, early 90s, and he was going to be a guest, and I couldn't wait. And then he had to back out at the last minute, other commitment, something interfered, plane, who knows? I can't remember the excuse, but never got to meet him. But dude, like, even his whole like spiel of the pictures you could go get from NASA that had the crystal structures on the fucking moon and stuff in them, that, you know, that suddenly once he pointed all this out, disappeared from NASA site. That whole, I know Hoagland.
Yeah, well, I mean, this guy right here, the song Mars, this guy right here sitting in this chair,
I kind of picked up on some definite
2 years, 2 years with this guy, like, because like I was looking at the imagery. I was still a space nerd, you know, and
as was I, sir. As was I.
Yeah, and so like I'm like, this is fantastic. Like, they've got pictures that look like organic life on Mars. They've got pictures that look like geometric structures on Mars, and for 2 years I looked into his stuff and like the surrounding people that would come up on the YouTube feed, and you know, there was a lot of woo woo in there, but like the pictures were just like astonishing. And you know, when I popped through the FE thing, I looked back, and the first thing I thought was, I'm a fool. These are pictures. These are either just fake, or these are pictures looking down at a desert on Earth. Which, once you flip and your eyes flip, and you're like, that's a picture from the sky looking down at some abandoned church in the desert.
Right,
here.
Absolutely. And just like seeing Mars and the Devon Island pictures from up north, you know, that repeatedly kept showing up later. I mean, I think, again, that's part of that whole division thing. In every community, they have to divide. Oh, well, it's not a real this, it's a that. It's not a that, it's this. Every one of them, they get infiltrated with that crowd.
Yeah, and that's the song Mars is directly related to that guy. I mean, it was not really dedicated to that guy.
That's fucking awesome.
That guy can, you know, sit and spin, but like, you know, I'd spent an enormous amount of time like looking at that stuff, and maybe that I had to go through that in order to finally, you know, what is this stupid fucking flat earth shit? I'm just going to look at it. Fuck it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to close the drapes. Nobody's going to be home. And I'm just going to see what the fuck's going on here. And dude, but by the time I'd watched 3 or 4 videos on it, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? All my friends, if they even find out about this, I hid it for 2 years.
Dude, it took me probably 6 months to get past the NASA hump. I was a huge fanboy. I had
me too.
Dude, my wife.
Whole thing. I mean, where are the UFOs from? I've seen them. I know they're there. You know, that whole. It took a while to get
8
through
months.
all of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
8 months before my wife figured it out. Like, it was like me just sounding like an idiot to her.
Yeah, and make no mistake, too, like UFOs as we understand them in Flat Earth, they're not mutually exclusive. There's
not at all.
There's shit going on up there. Like I know there's a lot of guys out there. I'll talk about Weiss again. He's like, you can have your UFOs because they're still there. You know, there's tech in here.
Well, if you go back to the Jerry Marzinski connection of the entities that exist just slightly out of that frequency that we're all in, that are right fucking there all the time, and do everything they can to absorb as much negative energy as they possibly can from any situation they could possibly create, That also fits.
That's
And
you're
they
talking,
Yeah,
you're
don't
well,
talking
he
about
just
even
talk
drew
to
a
schizophrenic.
parallel between.
you're talking
They
about
talk.
Loosh,
They
yeah,
talk to everybody.
yeah.
Well,
They talk to all of us.
Jerry Mars. Sorry.
Yeah, like real quick, Rico. Like they talk to all of us. Like if you're ever driving down the road and you're like going on a bridge and you think, I'm just going to drive off this bridge. Like you get this thought in your head. If you ever have to question, why did I think that? It probably wasn't you.
I have suspected something like that. Like, why would I think of such an awful thought?
Yeah.
Why would that even come into my head? I'm not,
Mhm. That's not
I'm,
you. If you
it's
have to
like,
question, it's not you.
Hey,
Probe.
Lowery, are you
Test.
familiar with Jerry Marzinski?
no, should I be? I might have
Okay.
watched some. I've watched so much stuff, man. I don't know.
He's been on the scene for a while. He was a prison psychiatrist, and you know what? I don't know how to sell this. Like, you know what? I don't know how to sell it.
Well,
Like,
did he?
So he was licensed, and go ahead.
Well, I'll do
I
the
feel like I'm
quick.
talking a lot. Josh, go.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
No, Zach can sell this really well, so I think Zach should take this.
Yeah, quick synopsis, right? They told Jerry at his first job, you don't talk about the voices. The voices aren't real. You give them medicine and you just tell them the voices aren't real. That drove Jerry pissed because Jerry wanted to die. Jerry was a thrill seeker. He wanted to dive in and talk about the voices. So he became a prison psychiatrist where it was just him there, right? So he did this for I think 11 years. Or 10 years maybe. It was a long time. Spoke to many different schizophrenics and started knowing what the schizophrenic was going to say next because the voices all said the same thing. People that never have met each other, never been around, but he knew what the voices were going to say. And he knew when it would come to a new hierarchy. Like if he'd piss a voice off, the supervisor would come in and like even the body of the human, like these are like parasitic demons in some sort of way.
and they
some
were
Yeah, 'cause I've
making
always
really
thought
And
about
he
that.
was working out methodology to help these people, actually, not using medicine, not using the usual spiel of
Well-
bullshit. He was helping them because he realized what was going on. And so he developed methodology for it.
They were
Yeah,
making
they didn't
them
like
hide
that
the
shit.
pills in the same place, and they found their pills in the same pole. And like, dude, it's such a deep rabbit hole. Like,
Well, I mean, everyone's had this, right? Like, it's always the bad thoughts. You're like, why would I even think that? That one. Here's another one too. When you wake up from a really bad dream, now this could be this or could not be that, but this could be like the echoing of former life or something. But you wake up from those dreams like I killed somebody in my dream last night, or I buried somebody, and you wake up just feeling awful, and you're like, what the hell was that shit? You know, but it's like it happens to me. Like I'll be walking down the road or something, and suddenly I'm like, why am I thinking about somebody getting shot? Like, why am I thinking about like a horrible car crash? Where is that coming from? Because it didn't originate from me. I was having a good time thinking the thoughts I was having until that came up. It's really bizarre, and I've never heard of Marzinski. That's the name.
Jerry Marzinski.
yeah, Jerry
Please
Marzinski.
Continue. You have the floor. I want to hear more of this.
You've got to go down this rabbit hole. Like, we're not bad people. We just have bad thoughts.
Yeah, we even had one of his patients he came on the show as anonymous. But he explained that, at first all they want to do is give him pills that zombified him. Couldn't work, couldn't spend time with his family. He was just like a zombie. And he found Jerry, and the guy's working again. He's, he knows what the voices are. He knows how to combat them. Yeah, the guy is amazing. He saved so many. He changed my life. Like the first time, just the whole spiritual battle I saw run Boston Bear. Yeah, it's wild. Like,
Yeah, he's been on
you have to create
Freeman's
this
live
shell around
show.
yourself. It's neat. Go watch our first interview with Jerry. he like explains. So what was it? It was over
I'm
3
trying to
hours.
drop them right now in the chat here, and then I'll drop them in the other chat. Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
we did
I mean, I
2
even catch
interviews with
myself
him.
having like a perfect day, and I'll just have the darkest thought, like, "Hey, you're
Yeah, they don't like
worthless."
you when you're happy. It's like they feed off
No, they don't.
and this
And
is like
like, I'm
shadow
just trying to like
people
call
as well.
someone up and like, "Hey, I just want to chat with you," because it's like the darkest thoughts, and it's just not me, you know.
Yeah, on our first
And as with
interview.
great conversations, they went long because we were blown away by the whole thing. And so they're a good 3 hour each, if not maybe pushing 4 on that second one. But the second time, like Zach was saying, he brought a gentleman who actually experienced these entities fully, and Jerry helped
What
him
year
with
was
it. And he'd
this?
expect, let me go back, hang on.
I don't know how many
3
times
years
did I ask
ago.
if
I
we could
mean, let me
get
go try
Jerry
to get
back
the
on.
date. We had Jerry back earlier than that. Like, he had come on early, like probably 5 years in, but we were in that's when we were trying to actually stream, like, we're not stream, trying to, what do you call it? Monetize the channel. You know, hell, we're doing this. Let's see if we can get $1 or 3. And so every other week we would get punished and have to stop streaming. We didn't, you said bad words. You can't stream now. And so we would have to go to our backup channel. What? Who? Backup channel? What am I saying? Those aren't real. And so
Not that
that's
it
where we had to
matters.
have him because of his timing. So we put his back on again before he came on the second time with his patient and another lady who was amazing. They're here. I'll drop them. Give me 1 second. Go ahead.
Not that it matters, but what does Jerry think about flat Earth?
Well, that actually comes up in the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even want to spoil it. No spoilers. None.
No
Just
spoilers.
watch it. It's so
Okay.
good.
Cool.
But he's a smart guy. And
Well,
he was
you
just
know,
at the
I know what it
International
sounds like.
Truth
It sounds like
Expo. He was
Sorry.
there out in Quartzsite, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the International Truth Expo that they had out there. Jerry was there as a speaker.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are these the links in the private chat here for Jerry? Okay. Yeah, that's, that topic, there's another rabbit hole for everybody to go down. Every time you're thinking about something, you're like, I would never think that. Well, maybe it wasn't you thinking it. It's
maybe it's never you thinking it.
Dude, I can tell you this. I am not. Listen to this. Here you go. On camera. Rico is not suicidal.
Right.
But no, I'm not.
No,
at
right.
all.
No,
dude,
I'm
I really
get it
like
out
my
there.
life, and I have a good time, and I have the best friends. I'm so blessed. I have a beautiful baby, 2 beautiful babies. Like, I don't want to die, but I'll be hanging out and randomly just have the thought, like, hey, you should just check out. Doesn't make any sense. But
That's them, man. You know what you do? You
check out.
Show them empathy, or you laugh at them. That's the
Oh,
two
well, I'm not going to
things
check
that
out.
piss off those voices. When you hear that voice, I say, haha, nice try. Better luck next time. I
Yeah,
seriously
indeed.
say that out loud.
Yeah, and you say it out loud because spoken word.
Mm-hmm.
It's
There's
manifest.
power
right?
there.
Yeah.
Well, let me speak this. I love my life, dude. I have the most cool kids. Like, I'm good.
Well spoken. I was going to say there's a nice side story to this. I wouldn't say nice, but it's an interesting one. There is a story that's been going around in the Marine Corps family / just military, story groups that's been going around for years, which they initially issued guys in the field, and I believe this was in Iraq. They issued them this version of the night vision that was on a different frequency. It was much better, actually, and it was more of it was an ultraviolet, or it was in this range of sight.
It was the infrared, the other end of the spectrum.
The infrared, and they had to take it out of circulation because the guys in the field were seeing shit that wasn't there. They were seeing people
I've
out
seen this.
on the warfield. They were seeing way too much shit that they weren't supposed to see. So they downgraded the night vision to the green ones that you see now, whatever that is. It's a lesser powerful. I guess it's just in a different range of the spectrum when you could see that sort of filtered out that stuff because they had guys freaking out on the battlefield because like they're shooting at stuff that isn't there. And I just can't. I can imagine that, like, if you start playing around with the frequencies and putting it into the visual frequency to where a human can see it, there's all sorts of shit you could see. It's just it's fascinating stuff.
Just
dude.
the frequency, man.
Yeah, and like
I should put that as a caveat actually to those videos. When they know you're paying attention to them, they do start paying attention to you. And I know that pretty much everybody we've asked this question to or that's talked about it on our show or whatever, early on this whole waking up from the really sleep, because I mean a lot of us thought we knew what was going on. We thought we had a good beat on things, and then Flat Earth drove all that away and broke it all apart, and suddenly the fucking attacks came from me anyway. Personal friends of mine, out of just attacks left and right. So they know when you're becoming more aware and when you're waking up to them, and they don't like that shit. Jerry talks about that quite a bit. And let me go dig something up. I'll share this too as kind of a antidote, if you will. Go ahead.
Let me save this. Is that what you're sending in private chat?
Do you want to share something on the screen? We can do that too.
Well,
no, I'm telling you, this guy
early on in things, there
like
was
he's talking about being threatened.
Yeah, these things wanted to talk to him. Like they were like, "Yeah, you're messing with our food."
He talks about these like lightning bolts going through the
food.
trash cans. Like it's.
That was the time he said he was terrified. Like
yeah,
the guy's pupils went
that
straight
one?
black. Yeah.
But what that means is that's
in a
what they're
weird
trying
voice.
to get is that fear. They want that fear because then they got you. That's when they have you. And as long as you come at it with love, light, and laughter, they don't have a fucking chance. And there's a thing I'll share that kind of puts a lot of the shit over the years that I've accumulated just through personal experience and other people who've taught me things. And
Is that Jack London?
You would absolutely be Jack London, good sir.
I'm just making sure because I keep a copy. A link handy.
They just want
always
us to give
handy
up.
on my computer.
Jack London. Okay.
Aha, Sharajua.
All right, I got that.
And I'm sorry I called that person Jesus, Nico.
Is this is this a link for a video that we should share on the show, or is this just like for us?
No, this is for everybody. I gave a copy here. I put it in both the shows that are going. So it's a guy who kind of, again, has a lot of different experience. And through knowing and dealing with these entities and how they fuck with us in every layer, like this physical one with the things they can affect with the energy around you to create the fear and the terror. Like watch the fucking movie Monsters Incorporated. That's pretty much the setup.
Oh,
you know?
that's super dark.
Oh, right.
And so this, well, I mean, that's why we don't have to worry about it because we have the love, the light, the laughter, and we come at it with.
So it's going to
like,
pull up a document called "How to Fight Monsters and Win."
Absolutely.
Which does go along with the. That goes along with the Monsters Inc. thing. That thing was so full of adrenochrome references. I was
absolutely.
I was horrified when
God.
I finally saw it. I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. And kids are watching this. I don't have kids, but I'm like, I was afraid for other people's kids. Like they're watching this stuff for real. You know, it's like, this is horrible.
It's in Shrek too.
It's pretty much in everything. That's the
I
thing,
suspect anything that comes out of Disney is
Nico,
probably
it was
loaded.
Oh, Disney's
notice-
the worst perpetrator of it all, dude.
Yeah.
You notice how they had to tell the truth? How the laughter was so much more powerful?
Oh, right.
And that's the key. When you hear these things, when you have a thought that, why did I think that? Laughter is the key. Love, light. Like Melissa, Alchemist, in chat said, you make a light and you surround yourself. If you can close your eyes, picture a light and make that light big and strong, and just watch it push the shadows away. Do it around
Facts,
your.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nico knows a thing or
Amen,
two about
Nico.
these subjects.
I do indeed, and they are very dark, and they do hide in the shadows, but sometimes they can hide in the light. And no matter what, there's always something, some kind of silver lining. But when you are somebody who is like of the light and you have a lot of light to give, they are attracted to you. The darkness is attracted to you like moths to a flame.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't discern between the two things, then you can they for some reason they have this ability to switch your brain and make you think that the light is the darkness. And I think a lot of people get tricked into that, and they do it to us when we're kids and we're growing up. Like, I still identify as a Disney princess because I'm a princess, and like,
You
but
reclaim
I,
your princess, girl.
yeah,
Truth.
but you know, princess in like the good kind of way, like not like I don't want people to think that I'm just like, oh, I'm a princess and I just need to be treated. No, it's just, well, yeah, I deserve to be treated like a princess all the time. Although, when you're doing the jobs that I'm doing, you're not really treated like a princess. Seriously. Treated like Cinderella instead. And like, I feel like I keep losing my glass slipper everywhere. Like all the U-Haul stuff and everything. And whatever. For all the bad things that happen to all of us and all the trauma that happens, at least we still can laugh about it. At least we still have something to look forward to, some sort of silver lining. And for the people who eat babies, like that, you know, this is what like messes with my head so much about that whole entire thing. Like, you know, you're raised with certain thought patterns and you're grown up to like believe different things, and these people are raised to believe that doing that is fine, doing that is right. And we're all crazy because we don't sacrifice things and do stuff like that. And
And
so I don't
to get
understand
to
where
that
it happens.
extreme, oh, it's a horrible life. I feel so bad for all these people in these secret society families. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they have all the money, they have all the toys to spend for 1,000 lifetimes,
Yeah.
but their mother never held them as a child. They were never told "I love you" by their mother. That
Right.
stuff does not happen in their lives. I would rather be out on the street with mom and mom loving me than that.
Yeah.
The whole
It's
life of,
awful.
yeah, it's
It's
just,
awful.
I feel so much empathy for these people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what they need is empathy. And as long as you keep
Forgiveness.
doing, yes, exactly. And forgiveness is the hardest thing. If you can forgive yourself, sorry, my maps is going on in the background. If you can forgive yourself for all the sorries that you never got, you're doing good. Because everything that happens to you truly is not your fault. Just angels are in disguise. And if you can be kind to them, then kind to anybody, they're the ones that need the kindness the most. So just
Yep.
make sure you
Nico
tell everybody you
has
love them.
Nico has seen the best in me when I felt terrible. So just listen to her when she speaks.
She has certain talents.
I mean,
mean-
I've had some really hard nights, and she's seen something. I don't know if it's real, but I hope she's real. Man,
No, actually, I'm AI. I'm not even a here. I'm just AI.
don't say that. Andrew's not convinced I'm real.
So speaking of NASA, though, I actually drove past NASA today, and I was in like Norfolk and Newport News, and these places in Virginia have a dark energy that it almost feels like somebody or something is watching you
You
all the
think?
time. Yeah. So,
They got
anyways.
cameras in their cameras there.
Dude, the cameras are watching the cameras, but yet they don't have enough surveillance to find our fucking U-Haul. Like, you can send people all the way to the moon. You can send people in a rover on Mars. You can do all your, like, cool little space shit, but you can't find our fucking U-Haul or the guy who murdered somebody. Like, seriously? It doesn't make any sense. So anyway,
I mean, everything that surrounds NASA is dark and occulted and awful. And they did a really good job of
it's called
basically
narcissism.
fooling
They're all
generation after
narcissists.
generations of people. I mean, they wanted to create something, and they had to create something to prove their inversion. And Hollywood helped them. Film helped them. Knowing about lenses helped them. And we're
They're
still in it.
narcissists.
Well, the very first picture was about a bunch of wizards that went to the moon.
Yeah.
Oh. What the heck is his name? I'm blanking on it right now.
Is that what
Bon
that
Jovi?
Not Marinier. Wait.
No, it's
Bon
no,
Jovi.
to the moon. No, it's the
I
first
know.
French movie. I think we
The
played it
French,
when you guys didn't we play it?
Mary.
Oh, I gotta find it. If I wasn't driving.
Dans la Lune.
Don't
Yeah.
There
dream
it
it's
is.
over.
There it is. Yeah, it's the one where the rocket hits the moon in the eye and
In the eye, yeah.
Voyage dans la Lune. No, it is Georges Méliès.
Yeah.
It was the same video that they used for Man on the Moon. The video for that song. They used that.
Oh God! Have you
Yes.
seen
Lumiere, the
Alex's
Lumiere
version
brother.
of that? Alex
Yes,
just
yes.
covered that.
Yes,
It's
we did.
so good too.
But Lumiere, the photographer or
Can we close
cinematographer
out
who did
with
that. Yeah, but the cinematographer, the Lumiere brothers, they didn't just make the Man on the Moon videos. They made a whole bunch of videos. Photography and film is the original propaganda. And when I went to school for photography, we learned how to light everything and how to bend light and how to do refraction and how to create perspective when it's not there. And so, I mean, my large format photographer was giving a demonstration and he literally was like, and that's, ladies and gentlemen, how we landed on the moon. And we were all like, oh, and then it started a whole discussion of who believed in the moon landing or not. I was the one on the other side who said that didn't happen. And this is back in like 2002, because I grew up with my mom who was like, we didn't go to the moon. The government is run by aliens.
Wow, that long ago.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was like a moon landing guy in like 2007.
Oh no, I've
Like,
never been.
I
to
was
moon
a
landing.
late
The moon landing in my
bloomer.
family. Moon
So
landing in my family never happened.
wow, that's great.
Yeah. So
Well,
I
it definitely
basically
was a thing that I was exposed to in high school in the 80s, where there was a book that came out that showed all the stuff with the shadows and the angles of light that couldn't work and the distances versus the actual ability to use the amount of fuel, because even what's his name said all these things and all that. And then we all were like, well, wait, I saw the fucking video. We went to the moon. And so logic had to outweigh. And I knew a lot about photography too. I didn't go to school for that. I went to art and just was exposed to a lot of people that did photography. And so knowing about all that crap, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty fucking convincing. This is shit. Well, okay. So it was the 60s. JFK said we have to go. The Russians were going to beat us. Well, they faked it. They faked the first one, but every other one was real, right? I mean, even back then, I'm trying to justify and make it work, you know?
yeah, I don't understand. There's something that happens between the logic and emotion in people's brains. And I really don't understand why people who don't believe the mainstream bullshit are discriminated against, because I feel like it's our civil right to be equal.
It's the herd mentality that they have trained into us with the school system. I mean, that's what.
Yeah, it's
There's
like
a name
bullshit.
for it, Josh. You know it. I can't think of the name of the school.
I think
training
moon
we
landing
get.
was right around 9/11 truth for me. I think.
Well, right. There's another heavy duty one for sure.
Oh my God, I never believed that either. I always thought that was fake too.
Yeah, I had questions. I saw the lunar lander when I was like 9 years old. And I asked my dad, where's the real one? And he's like, no, that's it. And I'm like, no. So, and then I saw some books at the library that were like, we didn't go to the moon. It was a thing to make the Russians spend all their money and waste time and effort and all this. I was like, okay, I'll buy that, you know. And then they put the ISS up and I was all, right back into it.
Hey,
Wait,
Andrew.
isn't there
Well,
isn't there
even in the
Russians on
80s,
the ISS?
do what? I'm sorry.
Isn't there Russians on the ISS? I thought the Americans and the
Yeah.
Russians were up on the International Space Station, which is somehow
Well, that's
floating
where
over
we
from
know
there.
cosmonaut.
Mm-hmm.
Astronaut.
Well, you know how they smuggle those guitars and those football jerseys up there just behind the rocket seats. Just 'cause
Monkey
And gorilla suit.
suit.
they have
Gorilla
enough.
suit
Oh
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right. No, they sent one of each team just in case they all won.
Yeah, because that's
Right.
important.
Didn't they
That's
do
important
that
on a
because
rocket
of
flight.
us?
Yeah, it's just like
Well,
I was just going
no,
through that. I was
someone
like,
said they did that because of us.
oh, they're always NASA trolls us constantly. You can tell because the videos they put out, they'll put little inside jokes in there. And when I say us, it's a big community. It's like there's millions of us out here, okay? But like
Yeah,
they troll us with these little things. It's this little humiliation thing that they got because they have the preacher seat up there. They get all the media and all this, and they like to troll us. They like to put little jokes in there. But the thing about it is they don't like it because we don't think it's funny. Not because we don't think it's funny. We think it's hilarious. It's like, oh, that's funny because you're seeing us now, aren't you? You see
Right.
us now. You see us, and they're worried that they're not. They know it's coming to an end. They know that the facade is fading, and all they can do now is humiliate and joke. And they do it, and there's a running thought in a lot of circles, and I've listened to it a lot, and it sounds it's a little woo woo. I'm just going to say that right now. It's a little woo woo, but when we overtook Donald Trump on the scoreboards on YouTube in late 2018, I think it was 2017, 2018, and they shut the scoreboard, and then 2020 happened. There was a lot of people who were like, we need to do the 2020 thing. Maybe it was supposed to be in 2022 or something like that, or 2025. We have to do it now. We have to do it now. It has to happen now. Because it was very curious, the growth, the exponential growth that was happening with everybody understanding, oh, we actually don't live where we thought we lived, is a big deal. And everybody, you talked to him, and it's like, that's insane to think that. It was like, is it really that insane? If you can just press a button and be like, we need to make this happen. Doot. And because it was getting out of control. And YouTube actually helped us until they figured out that they had screwed up because like people were getting referred videos over and over and over again, and it went really exponential, really fast. So 2020 happened at a very curious time. There you go. You know, anyway, do what you will with
Andrew thinks we should talk to Jaron.
That it started out being called Flatten the Curve.
Flatten the curve. I mean, all the things, all the little things in there. That was just like, I was sort of like, it's not that woo woo. It's kind of like you could almost make a case for it. And the flatten the curve thing, I think, was a humiliation, slap in the face, because we were rolling. I mean, like people were snapping out of it here and there, everywhere, and then people's view counts immediately just flattened.
Plummeted.
Yeah, and like you've got these really weird ratios that are happening right now. Like if you watch, like I was just watching, I check in on Strange World every week, and I look, he's roughly a little over 100,000 subs, and he's getting like 185 to 200 live during the live show, and then I go over and I'll check out, say, Sov's show. Sov's got 2,400 subs, like just barely over 1% of Sergeant subs. He's getting about 180, 185 live looks. And I'm like, that doesn't work. And then so I go back to my Facebook profile. I have almost 5,000 friends on there. And I'll post even just a random thing and 0 likes, which means I know I'm shadow banned or whatever. But something happened between 2018 and 2020 where everybody that was out there talking this stuff got smashed. And it hasn't recovered, at least as the numbers on the screen would indicate. Now, they can't stop people from going out and finding our shows and everybody else, but they definitely can't show you how many people are watching. So if this, I have a running hunch that if it says, like I'm looking at, it looks like we've got 42 people watching live. Add 2 zeros behind that. That's what I think is happening.
Right, at least.
They're not.
So everybody smash that like button. And
Absolutely, hit those spots.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
by the way, I get private emails that outnumber our live views. I get
weird, right?
Random questions. I get questions about DJ, about myself. I get a couple of questions about my sexuality a week.
Well, you make
What?
you make a lot of gay jokes, so it's really hard to get
Well,
around that
yeah,
one.
but they know I'm kidding.
That
But
feels
I
That
guess
doesn't
intrusive.
count as questioning.
That feels intrusive.
But yeah,
yeah, well, it's no one's business.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
no.
This stuff started seeming to be what was going on early on before they actually came out and flat out said, yeah, we're going to suppress flat earth information, period. And they came out and said,
for sure.
before that, we all were going like, well, wait, we're not the best thing ever, but early on, people were getting some pretty nice numbers quickly. Like our buddy James hit like this secret little code somehow and did a certain title in his video. Dude, his shit got like a fucking 100,000 views like that. I was like, well, they're doing something to keep
Voted best
from it.
That's
Yeah, that was it. But I can't remember what the little catch was. And he made it happen. And then suddenly it wasn't happening no more for nobody. It's like, man, they're shadow banning.
Yeah, it's the shadow banning is disgusting though.
I would go to a buddy's house that had never looked for Iron Real Media and say, hey, I do a show, blah, blah, blah. Start typing it in. You would think at Iron Red, somewhere in there, you would start getting the finish. Dude, you literally have to know it and type it all the way to that last M.
Wow.
To find it.
Yeah.
Period.
Hey, can I say
story.
something about your show before we go? It's more than just a show. It's a community. There's people that notice if you haven't been there. There's people that are like, hey, buddy, I hadn't seen you in a few weeks. You okay? It's you guys have like a society happening. And that's what I really admire. And that's what I really rip off.
Well, we call it a
I've said from the start that I ripped this off. I've never hid that.
It's like it really is like a familial relationship, and that sometimes people don't always get along, but you can always come back. That's what's great.
Why don't you guys tell us the whole thing about how many times you're on a week? Tell us all the information so everybody knows how to find you. I'm sure a lot of people in already know how to find you, but tell us what days, the times, and all that good stuff.
Well, we're down to basically just morning times, so our schedules are now relatively easy, doing just the one show 3 times a week. So Ironworks, we do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we start at 4 a.m. Central Time,
which is why I'm never there live.
Which is why a lot of people are never there live. Which usually, if I'm not there live, that's why.
By the way, Lowery does have sleep hours.
I do sleep from time to time, but yeah. So you're Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 a.m. and you guys are going to bring back Have No Sphere. Is that in the works or?
It is definitely within the realm of possibilities. I don't think we've got anything concrete specifically set just yet, but I know we've got.
Yeah, we hate to just go live for no reason. We kind of do that a bit during the week. So to do it again on Friday night seems a bit redundant at this many years we've been at this, which has been a considerable number.
Yeah.
And
when we stop streaming at 6, I get up and go to work and then work 8 hours and come home. So on a Friday to do that, to go live again at 5:30 after having just worked 8 hours and done a 2-hour show, being up.
Right. And we repeatedly let everybody know that anyone whose schedule works better to come out and hang with us on a Friday night. I'm looking at you, Larry, because we definitely could talk music for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know.
We'll go live on a Friday night. It'll be a Have No Spirit like that. We just have to kind of have a little plan ahead because we might skip that Friday morning to make that Friday evening work better, kind of thing.
I always enjoyed your time slot. I think it was around 6. Was it Have No Spirit was around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.? Mm-hmm. Because it really worked well because there's a couple of shows that happen later on Friday nights that hit pretty hard, and then Saturday there was a couple of shows there. Sunday used to be big. It used to be like Globebusters, and
that was the day. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but like I think there's a spot like on Friday like around 6 p.m. and this is just to you guys. This is a really big thank you for the amount you work all day long and then you do a show. I mean, nobody knows how hard it is to gather up all of your intellectual energy after expending it. Like Nicole and I have been working our asses off for the last 5 months to crawl out of the thing we were in, and still to get up enough energy to do a show and be inspired by it. And you guys do it 3 times a week, and man, thank you for that. And then like, you know, the Friday evening thing, like, you know, just, this is just me, my humble opinion, like around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. is kind of a soft spot in the schedule for like a lot of us that are doing this. And like, you know, even if it was just an hour, you know, I know these things can go on for a lot
Right.
longer,
Well,
but-
that was a lot of it too. Those shows just seemed, because of the time of day and because, you know, people can have a drink or two or a smoke or two, and it's a nice time to relax. We definitely tended to go way too long. I mean, we had Crow come on, it was a hard 45, guys, I got to get out, you know, and was it like 3 hours later, he's having drinks with us, you know, so it's that always was the vibe there. So, yeah. And that's what would happen, I know, when you guys show up. So we'll definitely make it happen soon. We definitely will.
Dude, here's my biggest promotion.
Wait a second. So are you going to bring back TGIF? Like, thank God it's flat.
There you go. There
we
you go.
could. The thing is, all the things we introduce, I think we are just so far ahead of our time that like all the cool shit we come up with, all the shit we do now is really going to be cool in about 5 or 6 years. So, I mean,
you know what? Here's my biggest promo. You don't live in my life, so you don't know how big this is. But my wife definitely knows when I didn't listen to your show. She's like, "You're off kilter today. Did you go
There you
on
go.
IRM Media?" Like, I'm not kidding. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, she can tell when I haven't had my therapy session.
As can my wife. She knows.
So
You're acting
you need to
super
supplement
awkward.
your
and
iron. We got plenty of stuff in the archive.
You're talking about your penis more than normal.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
Yeah, got one in.
Josh,
Love y'all.
Walt,
Thank y'all.
Zach, thank you for coming
Love you
on.
guys.
You're always welcome on this show. It's always a great conversation, and we hope to see you. Everybody else, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Love you. Mwah.
Yeah, love you. Thank you guys. Seriously, Zach and Josh and Rico, everybody in the chat. Enjoy your
Nico.
Thanksgiving.
Nico,
Happy
I gotta
Thanksgiving,
call you
everybody.
about. Nico, I gotta call you.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Mwah.
Love you, gang.
Not the hopeful and the game of life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Andy Kaufman in the wrestling match. Yeah, 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 yeah. Monopoly 21, checkers and chess. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Fred Bassie in a breakfast mess. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's play Twister, let's play Risk. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll see you in heaven if you make the list. Yeah, 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 yeah. So Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we having fun? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up their sleeve, nothing is cool. Moses went walking with a staff of wood. Yeah, 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 yeah. Newton got beaten by the apple good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Egypt was troubled by the horrible ass. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Charles Darwin had the gall to ask. Yeah, 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 yeah. So Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we having fun? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up their sleeve, nothing is cool.
Here's a little light for the never believer. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a little ghost for the offering. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's a truck stop instead of St. Peter's. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mr. Andy Kaufman's gone wrestling. Yeah, 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 yeah. See, Andy, did you hear about this one? Tell me, are you locked in the punch? Andy, are you goofing on Elvis? Hey, baby, are we losing touch? If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up their sleeve, nothing is good. If you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up their sleeve, nothing is cool. And if you believe they put a man on the moon, man on the moon. And if you believe there's nothing up their sleeve, nothing is good.
What's going on, people? I hope